Hello and welcome to Greenhat-Redbeard Adventures. This video is for my 2019 cooking kit setup so far. This right now has been my cooking kit for pretty much all of last year, and so far in 2019 this is what it's going to be. I've fiddled around with all of this on many different occasions, and so far these appear to be the best ones for me. This one in particular is actually decently new, and the reason being is because I had a cup that was just like this one here. This right here is for my day hiking purposes, while this is for my camping purposes, because I have two different bags for that. So this is for camping and that's for day hikes, and I'll cover that in a moment. But I had a cup just like this one for my camping bag. Unfortunately, it slipped out of my bag one evening and I didn't notice, and then I stepped on it and actually dented it a little bit, so the the outer rim gave a bit of an oval shape and the lid wouldn't fit on. I couldn't seem to fix it, so I ended up just ditching it. And lucky for me, I got this for Christmas, so I didn't pay anything for it. I got it for free, so hey, why not make it as a replacement? Excuse me. Anyways, so for day hikes and such, I decided I used to carry a billy can like this one here for my day hikes, but you know, with my new bag and such, this covers, in the big overall pouch, I mean, this covers almost a quarter of space. And how often do I really use it at day hikes? Not very often at all. But this, however, I do use quite often, the clean canteen and the cup. I use it far more often than I do, so I decided I'd pull this out and just use it strictly for camping. So for the day hikes, I got my clean canteen water bottle. As you can see, it's obviously well in use, a lot of wear and tear in there and boiling of water and such. And then there's my stainless steel. This is the GSI Outdoors stainless steel cup. I used to have the one with a bailing handle on it, and I took the handle off, but that was the one that I ruined. So, oh well, not a big deal. But you know, I used the handle all the same, and I decided not to do the bailing handle with it modification on this one anymore. I decided just to stick with the handle because, you know, most times I'm just using a stove. I don't generally make fire very often on day hikes unless I'm up in Crown Land or something like that. Otherwise I just use a stove, in which case this handle works just fine. And this is the lid off of this. I actually had this pot a long time ago and I didn't use it anymore, and I got rid of it so long ago, but I actually kept the lid, so the lid is still around, and I use it because it fits on here really nicely. And the plastic tab that was on the top, I took that off and I replaced it with a keychain, and you can actually just partially open it up and slip it in here. Hang on, oh, there we go. And as you can see, it stands up on its own. So this here is for day hikes and such. Also for cooking up meat and such. This grill in particular, this one is also I use for day hikes, but the reason why I have it showing here is that I actually have a second one exactly the same as this that I use for camping as well. So there's more than one of this. This is a stainless steel perforated sheet. The project at the metal shop that I work at, they were using this for food grade particular items. I'm not sure exactly all the details, but it's meant for food. And they have told me that you can in fact use this as a grill for cooking food on. So I cut a nice rectangular shape. This edge here and this edge here is bent up ever so slightly. It helps to prevent it warping and bowing out too much. And as you can see, it's got a lot of use to it. I use it quite often, and it works really good, and it weighs next to nothing. I got a little tarp sleeve here that I made to keep it in, and it prevents from anything from any of that oil, grease, or anything like that getting on the rest of my stuff in my bag. Moving on. So anyway, sorry, before I forget, like I said, you know, I use the same thing with the with my cooking gear. So, but I don't need to pull out a second one for that because obviously it's just the same thing. Now for camping, I'm sure you're probably wondering, why do I have two pots here? Like, what's the purpose of that? This is my primary cooking. This is a billy can, a zebra pilly pot, or billy can as often bushcrafters often call it. This holds about 1.5 liters of water. This is the 12-centimeter pot from Zebra. And I got this at Canadian Outdoor Equipment Co. for about $30. Well worth it. It did not come with these little holes on the top here. I added those myself. So what you see here, you got your two little middle clips, one on each side. So you spread those open. You can take the lid off. It comes with this nice little like bowl dish right here. I don't use it very often for cooking. Sometimes I'll just put a little soup in there and I'll just eat this right there. Other times I'll put some food in there and use it as a dish for eating with. And then of course there's the pot itself. So like I said, holds about 1.5 liters of water, and I've cooked a lot of things in this. This is just a really kick-ass pot. Nice little handle here. You can actually expand the clips open a little further on the handle, and just so it's just like that. And now the the handle won't move at all. It's locked into position. It's not going to go nowhere, and I can still put my pot lid on and off without a problem. So I can actually hang this over the fire, and that's what I do the most common times. I'll hang it over fire, and I always just take a stick right through and lift it up and out of the fire sometime. I have a pair of tongs, which I've actually removed, that I can use to, if the handle is too hot, I can just take the tongs and just simply just pour my the water, food, whatever it is. Excuse me. So the reason why I put the holes again is that when it's in the fire and you're boiling water, normally you can't really tell if the water's boiling until it starts to, and then the pot will sometimes flop off on you. So I put the holes on there so that way you can see the steam, spewing out. That way the water's boiling. Little modification I made for myself. Now the purpose of the like I said, this is the primary cooking, but the purpose of the smaller one here, I keep this on a quick convenience pouch on the outside of my backpack. And the purpose of this one here is basically just for a quick coffee or oatmeal in the morning or something of the sort. It's basically just, breakfast. Because the reason being is because when I wake up first thing in the morning, the first thing I do is I tear down my camp. If I were to wake up, then go and have my coffee, go and have my breakfast, I get into such a relaxed state, I get lazy, and then I just don't want to do anything. So I tear down my whole camp. I'll pack everything up, including this pot and all the other items that I have. And there's actually items that I carry in the pot here. I just remove them for the sake of the video. So I put everything away, and like I said, I keep this on a quick convenience pouch on the outside, and therefore I can just, once everything's all packed up, ready to go, and I'm ready to go, then in which case I'll just pull out this pot. I keep coffee in here, I keep oatmeal in here, and that's it. So I open this up here. Same thing with this lid here. I got the keychain ring on there. And I made this modification for the bailing handle on here, but I decided to keep the handle on here so that way it's sort of like a dual function type thing. So in case, whether I'm doing this over the fire or I'm doing this over a stove, either way, I got dual option right there because I love the bailing handle idea, just like with my billy can. So I decided to have both. And the holes on the side doesn't really play that much of a difference, and when it comes to slurping my coffee or anything like that, it actually doesn't affect at all because I often slip from over here anyway, so it's not really that big a deal at all. So this is my cooking kit for pretty much most, if not all, of 2018, and hopefully it will be my same cooking kit for all of 2019 as well. And I thought I'd show you guys. Use this old Chinook bag to keep my billy pot into, and I don't really have a bag for this one because I keep it in a pouch on the outside of the backpack anyway. And this here is all in a pocket on my hiking backpack now, so I don't really need to have it covered that badly. I always try to keep all of my stuff in good condition. I always clean it after I'm done. Obviously you're going to get classic discoloration, but I try to keep it as clean as I can for all the time. Anyways, this is Greenhat-Redbeard Adventures. and keep on adventuring. Have a good one.